point.
Beat Rinderknecht, the United Cup. Had a really good match against Cabolia. Lost in a final set tiebreaker. Lost to Sebastian Baez, who's played superbly this season.
Let for service.
Argentine winning all his matches of the United Cup, and then just coming up short in the final of Auckland against Menchik. Lost to Bergs in a 3-setter and Hubie Hurkacz in a 3-setter. He's been highly competitive.
Oh. 15-all.
Ranking last year stayed stubbornly around the sort of 150 mark all the way through it, despite the fact that he was more than willing to go and fight for points down on the Challenger Tour. A couple of finals in Rennes and Aix-en-Provence.
Ball.
40-15.
For Stan, the last win at a major came against Charlie Broome at Wimbledon back in 2024. He had beaten Andy Murray at Roland Garros the previous slam in the same year. Well, it's a very positive start for Wawrinka. I believe we've got Colin Fleming courtside. Colin, welcome. It's the first time I've said hello to you in 2026 as well.
Yes, Happy New Year, Mark. I think we could just about still say that. What a privilege it is to be sitting courtside front row to watch, well, as Fitzy rightly put it, a legend of the game. I was thinking that just walking over to the Key Arena. This guy is a great of the game, isn't he? You know, 3 slams, Davis Cup winner, Olympic gold, of course, in doubles, and all in the most amazing era of the sport. There's a really great atmosphere and energy inside this arena. There's emotion, I'm sure, for Wawrinka, for his team. But the sense I get is that he's here, you know, not just to say goodbye. I think he wants to put a run together if he can. So, now this will be a fun one, and as I say, a real privilege to be courtside for it.
Gee, that accent of Cole Fleming makes me emotional. Sounds so educated, doesn't he? I've just realised I'm doing this match with 2 of the most recognisable voices in the game now. It's a privilege for me.
Yeah, you are lucky.
And if I need to check the English language, I can really check it with you 2.
Yeah, you should check your email as well, because we've both invoiced you.
Probably both requested not to do it with me.
He's got the heavier weight of shot, there's no doubt about that for Wawrinka, and he does have a higher degree of shot-making skills out here than Djere. It's a question of whether he can force that onto his opponent often enough. He's just shown a way to do it, and Djere's got to be a little careful about just kind of being hyper consistent today. Wawrinka is going to take his chances.
$15-30.
I thought it was interesting on the last point of the previous game when Stan hit that trademark backhand of his across court for virtually a winner. You know, the crowd know that with him. The tennis public know that's his trademark. And I thought the atmosphere went up straight away as soon as they saw that big backhand early in the match, the last point of the last game. So he still can hold court out here, so to speak.
That's what they came to see.
$15-14.
Well, it's a thing of beauty. Still is. Aging very gracefully, that one-hander.
Pressure on the 30-year-old serve already.
$30-14.
Well placed serve.
Not easy being Laslo
Yes.
today. Not easy. He's really got to stay in his own bubble here. Oh, wonderful. Bit of Stan's own medicine.
Advantage.
I think it's a good
Djere.
point you make, Fitzy. It feels like the Stan Wawrinka show out here, as it has done throughout most of his career, hasn't it? Such a charismatic player, such a great ball striker. But you know, this is a big match in the context of Djere's career, isn't it? You know, a Grand Slam match, and got to find a way to focus on his own game. He did an excellent job of it there.
1 game on.
As I say, he went on a bit of an unplanned trip up to Hong Kong to Djere. He was hoping to come down to Brisbane and get to Australia early, but he was going to be an alternate for qualifying, so ended up having to get up to Hong Kong. Did so, beat Elias Ymer in the opening round, Emilio Nava in the last round of qualifying. A couple of tight matches. Lost comfortably to Marcus Giron, 2-love in the opening round.
Love 15.
I have to say, guys, conditions-wise, I think Stan will be pretty happy. There's a nice heat in the air, but it's, you know, we got cloud cover, you know, so it's not as extreme as it can be, not anywhere near, but enough heat where the conditions still feel, you know, nice and quick. There's a bit of a breeze, so very comfortable out here.
15 on.
What are you saying, Colin? Pretty much an average Scottish summer day? Would we put it in that category?
Yeah, just about 15 degrees warmer. The same cloud cover.
Petchy is relentless sometimes, Colin, isn't he?
Keeping me on my toes. He speaks like he lives on the English Riviera there, doesn't he? known for its great weather.
That's what I like. Comeback.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure London is part of the Mediterranean, though, if you check the atlas.
No, you're not. That's a complete bluff by our host commentator.
He's good at redirecting with the backhand. He's not so good at generating pace, Djere, on the two-hander, but that's where Stan's going to have to be a little careful.
Well, he did well to defend there. I mean, that backhand from Wawrinka would have beaten a lot of players there, and he defended it well, and within a shot, he's back in the point. So, yeah, he's come to play.
Really simple action, Stan serve, isn't it?
40-30.
There's a lot of muscle in it. Big shoulders, big chest, and he muscles that ball with spin. It's heavy. A bit like his ground strokes, just like a hand grenade coming at you.
Very heavy racket that he has. Particularly head heavy as well. It's not easy to wield. Just misses the line. Djere wanders his way to the sit-down. He'll probably be pretty happy at the moment, though, the Serbian, that he is not down a break. Wawrinka leads 2-1. Incredible crowds coming through the gates yesterday. Record crowds, over 100,000 fans between the day and the night session coming into Melbourne Park. I mean, it's extraordinary, Fitzy.
Well, I've had the privilege of sitting in this comm box with you for quite a few years now, and every year we look at each other and say, oh, that record's tumbled.
Yep.
Every year. No let up. It didn't seem that crowded to me yesterday, which was bizarre.
And I agree. I thought the fact that there was over 100,000 that came in both the day and the night, and the fact that you could walk around and feel as though you could get where you needed to go and get what you wanted was unbelievably impressive.
Time.
There was a few lines for some of the shopping.
Yep.
Some of the so I said produce, some of the
merchandise,
some of the,
merch, as the kids say these days. Yeah, come get down with the kids.
Well,
Fitzy.
I'm not a kid, so yeah.
I was going to say that actually. These two's combined age is about.
Mate, that's harsher than talking about geography. Go ahead. But it didn't seem that full to me. You know, and they found a way to accommodate massive numbers of people. You know, before long, that first week, the week 0, that'll have 500,000 people come to it.
Correct. Djere, after he beat Buenchikara in Mallorca, had a pretty torrid time of things out there on the tour. He lost 7 straight matches, managed to pick up a win against his fellow Serb Lajovic in Bratislava in a challenger in the opening round there, lost in the next round, and then had just one more win in a Lyon challenger before the end of the season. It was a lean spell, but those 2 wins allowed him just to stay inside the world's top 100. It had been a year that had started very nicely for him. Came down here, tried to play qualies. It was a little early on the season, didn't do well, then went over to South America, played a challenger there, made the quarters there, but then got out of qualies at Buenos Aires, made it all the way through to the semi-finals and lost to Joao Fonseca. Not
a good tactical move in my eyes there. from Djere. He has plenty of time here. Plenty of time. He just goes the wrong way. Straight. I know Stan's got the great backhand, and maybe in the back of his mind he's thinking don't go to the backhand, but that's the angle he should use, down the line and come in. He was like a sitting duck there on that pass.
That's short with the return from Stan.
Yeah.
I look at that previous little replay. You were absolutely right. I mean, talk about where he hit the approach shot too, as we see this winner flash. It's also the transition footwork from a lot of these players. You go back and look at where Djere ended up. He was about 2.5 meters still off the net from where he'd struck the ball. You've got to get closer to the net in this modern game.
It's almost like he didn't have the conviction, wasn't convinced or confident enough to follow through. But he played a good game there in the end, despite that one tactical mistake. Can't be perfect.
Yeah, and just to add to the point, what breeze there is out here is at Stan's back at this moment in time. It's sort of pretty steady down the court. So I think if you are coming forward from Djere's end at the moment, you've got to make sure you get plenty on that approach shot. And he didn't get enough, did he? And Wawrinka had plenty of time to hurt him.
Love.
Oh.
Colin Stan's played a bit of dubs in his time. Of course, picked up the gold medal in Beijing with Federer. Did you ever get on the other side of the net to him?
Do you know what? I've got a terrible memory for matches, but no, I don't think I did.
Yeah, I couldn't find one. That's why I was.
No, I don't think I did.
Was just checking whether your memory was better than my research, which generally it is, as Fitzy knows.
I have to say that, the majority of my own sort of playing days, Stan was obviously around and at the peak of the game, and what is still there now and what was always apparent, he loves the sport. He loves the way he plays the game. I remember seeing him at the tournament once when I was new to the tour, and he's sort of watching his own highlights and loving, not in a bad way, just loving the shot making and the way he plays the sport. It's just brilliant to watch.
Yeah, if I hit the ball like him, I'd also watch it. 3-2.
And you'd love it.
Yeah. We have to work it out.
Time.
Stan the one with the chances so far in this opening set. The one that's got a little bit of an issue with his headgear here. Not entirely sure what that was. That was pretty precise, whatever he was trying to peel off his white cap.
15 love.
Locating himself in arguably the wrong place there. That ball getting up above his shoulder. That is not where he wants to be hitting the returns from. And again, as you said, Colin, is the wind coming from Djere down to Stan now?
Yes, exactly. Djere's got it at his back now. So the ball will be coming through the court that bit quicker. Less time for Wawrinka to wind up.
Thirty love. Let for service.
Is that Colin Fleming?
Not guilty.
Well, you know what I'm going to say, don't you? That's a lack of, well, I've got to say, a lack of knowledge how to construct a point. He's gone there twice. I know it's his forehand and his backhand's world famous, but that's the wrong play. It got him straight into trouble. He would have won that point, I feel confident, if he'd gone with a mediocre forehand down the line but close to the line. Still got some foot speed, Stan.
40-15.
Just thinking the same thing, Fitz. He looks pretty good for 40, doesn't he? Moving well. Hitting the ball cleanly.
In some cases, he looks better than others at 40. Cole. It's all comparable, isn't it? But he is moving pretty well. And you know, I bet that some days he can play nearly as well. It's just that I think as you get a bit older, you just have a few more bad days. And when you have more bad days than good days, you know it's time.
I mean, he's worked hard over the course of his career. Of course, he worked with the same fitness trainer for a large part that Roger did. Pierre Pagnini, they called him the fitness whisperer in terms of how he was able to get everybody so fit. And obviously two very different body types with Roger, two very different movers, but he's done an incredible job. And then obviously he's been working hard with Magnus Norman on the left of your picture there, up in Stockholm, the Good to Great Academy. Stan's been grinding there the last month prior to coming down here in Australia. And it's great that Stan kind of is finishing this journey with Magnus, because Magnus was the man that retooled his game. He was the man that changed his serve, squared up those shoulders, gave it a little bit more disguise and accuracy. He remodeled the forehand, not hugely, but enough that it became more effective. And those couple of technical changes also just built the confidence that Stan could get across the finishing line, which obviously we saw in those 3 majors and Davis Cup that he basically won for Switzerland 2014. Oh, Djere with an incredible shot. Stan was vigilant.
Well, that was exceptional.
15-all.
How's the angle created by that one-hander, this one? And that's good speed. Clever play.
Oh.
The Good to Great Academy, is it Nicholas Coulty?
Yes.
Yes. Gee, a good bunch of guys there who have knowledge. Magnus Larsson, maybe?
Yeah, no,
Magnus
no, Mikael Tillström's done some work there.
Oh, okay.
My daughter went there for a week, actually. It's a fabulous place. It's genuinely a great facility to go and play indoors, obviously, for the winter, clay for the summer.
Just north of Stockholm.
40-15.
Yeah. Joachim Nystrom, see,
I think Joachim's there.
Gee, they had some great names, didn't they?
They did.
All of those guys we mentioned. What a bunch of players they were. What a culture they had. One of them paid for half of my house.
Anders.
Well, actually paid for 3/4 of it.
Listen, we're out in the woods here.
40-30.
Fitzy, we're out in the woods here. He paid for all of it. Let's be honest.
Anders?
Yeah.
Just don't tell my wife. I kept telling her that I was an equal partner in that relationship.
She's too bright a woman to know that you were telling fibs. Trying to do a little too much. He was there with plenty of time,
New
Djere.
balls, please.
But both players have done a nice job of protecting their serves in this almost opening half an hour. 4-3 Wawrinka.
Time.
Quick look outside. As you can see, the walkways are plenty big enough for all of the fans that are once again streaming into the Australian Open. Stan trying to get himself up and running and motoring. You can see him just banging his legs. That's sort of reminiscent of his final against Djokovic at the US Open, where he was screaming up at his box that his legs were heavy. All nerves. Turn it around after coming from a set down against Novak.
I saw him do it in Perth too, in the United Cup.
15 love.
But by then he'd had a couple of long 3-setters, so we were wondering how he would recover with those 40-year-old legs. I thought maybe it was the 40 years more than the nerves, but you're saying you've seen him get a little tight recently, and that causes his legs to get heavy. Might be a combination, but he should be fresh here.
30
Yeah, it's
love.
interesting. I mean, what I would add is that, you know, Stan, who still at this stage is a big hitter, but I don't get the impression the first sort of 7.5 games that he's dominating this match. It feels pretty level in terms of ball speed, and maybe he's trying to shake it out and get a bit of extra spark in his game.
Thirty, 15.
Maybe it is 40 years. I mean, it's rare, isn't it? Someone gets to their 5th decade and still they're out here playing.
Especially at the speed the ball's coming these days.
Yeah. Well, case in point, the point before, at the end of that last game, or the previous point when he was late on that backhand. Yeah, the ball's coming faster now.
40-15.
He started well, Laslo, hasn't he? He's certainly not overawed, and he's in this match. This may well go the distance. Yeah, just a fraction sluggish there, he appeared to me, Cole. I'm not sure about what you think, but it's inevitable, isn't it? I mean, that fast twitch, it cannot be as good as it was in 2014.
Yeah, it has to be the case. But I do think Djere is hitting the ball nicely. You know, we mentioned early on, it's a tricky dynamic, isn't it, for him to manage. He'll be well aware that it's Wawrinka's last Australian Open and potentially his last match if he wins, and etc. But he's gone about his business nicely. He's hitting the ball cleanly and certainly not being dictated to by Wawrinka so far.
If you hit your spots here with your serves, there's a lot of reward in these courts. Saw Tommy Paul pick up 20 aces in his win against Kovacevic today. That's a big number for Tommy. He's not someone that's averaging over 10 a match too often, but picking up 20 in 3 sets was impressive from him. So there are gains to be made if you can be precise.
It's the way to move forward. As soon as he'd hit that previous ground stroke stand there, saw that Djere was going to take his hand off this racket. So he senses he's going to take his hand off, has to stretch, and that's a weak reply that you could expect from that situation. So why not be in there and putting that volley away?
Not a big knee bend in that serve, but as you said, Fitzy, there's a lot of muscle, but there's also a lot of good timing. That's coming quick. 206 from Stan.
Oh.
Cain, Wawrinka.
And a quick hold to love.
Wawrinka
Exactly
is
what
by
he wanted,
support.
and exactly what most of this crowd wanted too. Wawrinka moves ahead, 5-4. had some of his biggest moments here at the Australian, hasn't he? We talked about, obviously, the win in 2014, but he had that magnificent match with Novak in 2013, 12-10 in the fifth, an absolute blockbuster, over 5 hours that was against one of his great rivals. I'd actually forgotten that these two had squared up early on in their career in qualifying here in Australia back in 2005 in the second round. Yeah, Djokovic got the better of Stan then, 3-1. But Stan in that quarterfinal a year later, getting past the greatest of all time, 9-7 in the fifth, returned the favour. Colin, it was a sense there that Stan wanted to make something happen, but I don't know if the breeze is still there, but he just looks a little more ineffective from that end.
Yeah, the breeze is still here. It's pretty steady. I mean, it's not windy, it's not strong, but it's enough, you know, and it's pretty consistent down the court from Djere's end. I felt like Wawrinka was starting to get a nice depth and really start hitting through the ball, but again, Djere, he has been rock solid, hasn't he? Just standing firm.
Ball.
He's got Sorry, Colin, I was going to say he's got an interesting grip on his serve, Colin. It's almost like a forehand grip.
It's like an Eastern forehand, isn't it? And that would tell me that he probably would find it hard to get the kick, the spin.
Yeah, you're right. And Pet, you mentioned, you know, the evolution of Wawrinka's serve throughout his career, getting a little more side on, and I think that's something that Djere has always fought against. Probably the grip creating a problem for him. You know, he's a little square on, isn't he? And the rhythm was very quick on that second serve. But he did well just to reset there.
30-15.
Had he had a bigger serve in his own career, Djere, you know, he is very, very good from the back of the court, rock solid. But yeah, I think that there will be opportunities for Wawrinka to attack on return at times today.
Stan using his experience, just trying to slow things down. He knows how important this next point may be. Staying up to chip this return, or is he going to take a swing at it? Stan taking in for the long haul there.
30-14.
Get ready for the Cain Arena to erupt if he wins this next point. Well placed serve.
Use.
Ball.
That's about as perfect a point as you can play.
Yeah, he
He's
deserves
just sending Wawrinka further and further back.
Yes, he deserves credit here, Mark. This is good stuff.
And this is physical, guys. You can feel it from courtside. You know, these guys are working hard, which you would think
Yes, you
would suit Djere long term, wouldn't you?
You would, Cole.
Led for service.
He did well.
Cain,
That's a
Djere.
great hold from the Serb. He deserves credit there.
5 games all.
And the perspective or the whole sort of development of this match will change, I think, if he can win the first set. I mean, it almost feels to me like Stan needs to win the first. Maybe that's not right. Maybe he can win in 5 sets here, but what Cole said, I think, is relevant to me. The longer it goes, you've got to have a few question marks. So I'm sure that Djere really has thought this through, and he knows this first set is paramount.
Needs a couple of second serves to look at here. Djere has not nicked a point against the first server for Wawrinka yet, who has been 10 out of 10.
Love 15.
I bet his heart rate's up right now too. He put in hard in that last game.
Yeah, I think you're spot on, Fitzy. I think Stan, you know, he was given the runaround the last few points, wasn't he? This is a test for the great man now.
If you're Djere, you kind of want to back up here. Nice high return to the one-hander and build the point. It wasn't high, but it was to the backhand. And yeah, maybe that is a little fatigue that has attached itself to the opening couple of points of this 11th game. From the brink of taking the opening set, suddenly Wawrinka having to battle hard.
Mistake.
Love
He waited, didn't he?
14.
And I mean, just that was a clear hit at not a running forehand, but a step or two straight into a strong forehand down the line. Stan's faced this hundreds of times in his life. Can he get out of this one at love 40?
Let for service.
Cannot fend off Djere, and the Serb turns things around very nicely. He's the first to 6 in this opening set. It'll be interesting to see whether the legs that he's been tapping all the time for Wawrinka are nerves or whether it is a bit of fatigue, because we're going to get a pretty good idea in the next half an hour or so exactly what that is. He's going to need to find a quick recovery. He obviously does have the slight advantage coming up here that he's going to be playing with the wind behind his back, and so maybe if he can just block a few of these returns back and build some rallies, he may still be able to take us to a tiebreaker in this opener.
Yeah, like, I can't help thinking, what does that last 2 games tell us and tell him? You know, he should be fresh coming into this, and it doesn't mean that you're not going to still breathe hard you know, in an opening tense first set, but it's the recovery that's a worry, isn't it? If you look beyond this match, which he can't right now. But if we do, you know, he has a tough 5-setter. How's he going to feel then to recover? But look, I thought he was a bit stressed at the end of that last game. He tried hard there physically to break, and when it didn't work, he just went downhill a fraction. So big opportunity for Djere here to get a great head start.
Love 15. Where, please?
I'm.
Almost one from the vault. Djere going the long scenic route. As Mario Tudor, his coach since the beginning of last year, looks on. Magnus Norman trying to keep his man enthusiastic about the fight ahead.
Yeah, and I think Marky was just trying to encourage him to hit a little bigger. Stan, I think, saying, look, he's finding it tough, the ball's a little low, etc. But I mean, it was a great defensive effort, wasn't it? But I can't see that being the future for him in this match. Got to try and dictate more points when he can.
Light first service.
Oh.
Thirty 15.
The body language explains a little bit, doesn't it, right now? To Stan the man. Well, we're up high, Colin. You're down at courtside. He looks like he is hurting a little bit. I mean, he's struggling to get forward and generate the power that's going to...
I think the ball's staying a little low on him. Djere, he does hit quite a flat ball.
Oh.
We haven't really seen any of those big, you know, bazooka ground shots, have we? Forehands, backhands, where he really flattens out. He's sort of shaping the ball. Whether there's a bit of tension, I think there might be. A bit of tiredness now as well. Sooner or later, he's going to have to really let one go, you know, and then try and hit the ball past Djere.
Double set point.
Ball.
40-20.
Tension not just down Wawrinka's end. Pulls it wide, and Djere does a very nice job of salvaging that opening set and turning it into success for him. He takes it by 7 games to 5. Bill, I'm sure for Stan, a long way back. Almost an hour invested in that set, and he's right back where he started.
15 love.
The feeling I get courtside, you know, from Wawrinka, from his team, I don't feel like the match is over. I think you're absolutely right. That's got to be a tough pill to swallow. Nearly an hour's hard work and nothing to show for it. I think if he keeps playing the way he is, then he's in real trouble. But I think if he can make a few adjustments and find a way to start bossing this match more often, I think he can still do it today. Yes, that's the right sort of point, isn't it? That was better ball striking.
30 love.
I think on return, I've been surprised. I don't know if you guys agree. I've been surprised how many second serve returns he's been standing in and chipping.
Yep.
And almost saying, OK, let's play a neutral point, because I think that plays into Djere's hands. I'd like to see him back up, take a huge cut at the ball, almost shake out any sort of tension he might be feeling and look to dictate from there. I think that's one adjustment he can definitely make.
He seems to be determined, since he's been in Australia anyway. Over in Perth, I watched him a couple of times, and he was having trouble with the chip return on both wings. And Magnus Norman was telling him, step in more, you get that first ball deep with the chip. And I'm not sure if it was coming from the coach or whether Stan was just adamant he wanted to get the return back that way.
Cain, Wawrinka.
Traditionally, he gets it back and he wins the baseline rally.
Well, traditionally he goes deeper, doesn't he? So that he can have a swing. I do think I had the good fortune of being in Monaco with him once for about 4 days, and I've picked up his racket. I mean, it is an absolute hammer. I think it's quite difficult when the ball's coming through quick to get the racket head through on contact, which is why he stands up and blocks that return. I think he should probably think about going back a little bit deeper. And if you look at the kind of numbers with his respective kind of rivals in terms of return games won, I mean, that was a big area that he was obviously in deficit to those. I mean, you've got guys like Rafa that's winning, what, sort of 32%, 35% of his return games. Novak at like 32, and he was up at 30. Federer was 27% of return games won. Stan at 22%. I mean, it's not a bad number, but obviously the chip return does put him a little bit on the back foot more often than not.
He's probably not going to change that now, though, is he?
15 love.
He's definitely not going to change that. But and again, even on the second serve, you know, he was under 50% of points won in his career. All the other 4 that he played against were above 50% second serve points won. It's always been the Achilles heel for him.
He's gone back now. He's been listening to Colin Fleming. Well, the second serve was too good. He still had to chip it.
Yeah, it was actually a really intelligent adjustment, wasn't it? Djere maybe seeing him move back, but let's see if he sticks to that and gets a few big hits in. I like the play, I have to say. He's got to try something to get on top more often.
Colin, do you think the conditions not conducive, though, to Stan actually playing his comfortable way at the back of the court? He loves to rip the ball. We know that. It's heavy, so much spin. He seems a little tentative at times. Are the balls just flying that much?
I think the height of the match is troubling him slightly. You know, by 2026 standards, this is a relatively quick hard court and not particularly high bouncing. So I think if the ball on average was maybe, you know, half a foot higher, Wawrinka might feel more comfortable really, you know, flattening the ball out, swinging through, but he's having to lift the ball a lot. Partly due, I think, to the court, partly due to the way Djere produces his shots. He's quite a flat hitter, particularly off his backhand. So, yeah, it's been difficult for Wawrinka, and I think that's been the root of the frustration.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to step it up now, isn't he? Can you believe Colin Fleming's been right twice?
14-13.
Yeah, I can.
Starting to annoy me, you know. No, good coaching, Cole. I hope you haven't been verbalising that at court. You're meant to be neutral down there.
I think if Stan could hear me, it would only be a negative from his point of view.
Well, he certainly stepped up his ground strokes there. There was more forward speed. He had more racket head speed, trying to muscle the ball more.
And that's certainly been the message from Magnus Norman, trying to encourage him to hit through the ball more.
Djere has been rock solid on the big points, and not only that, he's also moved his serve around beautifully. He's taken it tee, he's taken it wide. Stan hasn't really had a read on anything that's coming at him. Serve down the tee on this side has been devastating, but when he's needed just to change it up, he's done so effectively.
Djere.
Just a little bit on the more on the return. That was good. Just couldn't find the target with the backhand, but there's certainly promising signs for Wawrinka at the start of the second. And in much the same way as the opening set kind of developed, Djere just keeping him at bay when he needed to. We'll talk about the difference between winning an opening set and losing an opening set. Look at Stan's record at majors. When he's won the opening set, he's put 124 wins on the board, 21 losses. Other way round, drops the opening set, 32 wins, 51 losses. It's not always the perfect barometer to which way a match is going, but it certainly gives you a strong indication.
There's the Wawrinka strike, a different noise off that ball, flattening out. Nothing to lose now. Got to go for it. Have a swing.
Well, maybe the first set nerves have dissipated too, and you know, all of a sudden you think, well, no point in being tense here. I just need to play my best stuff. And you know, when you've got a lot to lose, you tend to play within yourself a bit. If you've got less to lose, I think it might free you up. Maybe that's his mindset now, but he certainly stepped it up a bit here, Cole. Well done, coach.
Yeah, freewheeling a little bit here at the moment, Stan. That shows a lot of promise.
Time.
Warm day, ice towels. In a place that has had the champagne popping for Stan Wawrinka back in 2014. He is popping now, though, it has to be said. There is definitely a freedom about him that we didn't see in that opening set. Maybe just the moment, the fact that he wanted to come out here, put a win on the board, just contained him. But it looks as though he's dropped the guardrails for the moment. He's got most of this stadium on his side. A couple of very passionate supporters of his at Djere's end. Just over Djere's left shoulder there, you could see it.
Love 15.
Serve has
15.
just been deadly accurate.
It just proves that you don't have to bludgeon the serve. If it's...
You're all for that, aren't you, Fitzy?
Well, it's the only thing I had. Just caress it. Tell you that, if you get a slower serve near the line, it's sort of more effective than a fast one in the hitting zone. That's for sure.
30-15.
That's the problem for him when he chips from that far inside the baseline. He has got an awful lot of work to do with the feet to get back behind the baseline and get himself prepared for the +4 shot. Almost feel at that end, because Djere doesn't have a big second. And I feel as though Stan could almost chip and charge from this end. He likes being over the net.
I tell you what else he could do is maybe bring the opposition forward, because that's several times now. I think Laslo, when he's been forced to move forward, he hasn't really come on the right ball. And that wasn't a convincing effort on that volley. Much better approach. Has the grip on the smash, by the way.
Yeah, it's pretty unique, isn't it?
40-30.
Similar to the serve, but you're right. He doesn't look overly comfortable at the net. Much more comfortable from the back of the court, extending the point, moving the ball around.
Ball.
Yeah, that kind of shorter slice
Yes.
is going to make Djere have to think a little bit about what sort of shot he wants to hit, because he's got to come forward and he's either got to hit it and retreat or slice it and retreat, and it has got options for Wawrinka in terms of keeping his man off balance. We're sitting right down the back of the court here. There were a couple of balls that were moving in the air. I mean, it was actually bending in the air. You could see, I don't think that was the wrong shot, to be honest. He's playing against the wind. He just undercooked it.
Stan's strategy has certainly changed a bit, though. Deliberately using the slice more, I think. Well, that was interesting for me. He's taken the speed off the ball. He's dropped a few short. Hitting the slice with no pace.
Ball change.
They've obviously talked, they're talking now, Magnus Norman and Stan. It's about tactics, how to structure these points.
Stan conducting the crowd inside. Look at the fans outside, desperate to get on, potentially to see a last image of Stan Wawrinka in Australia. He's hoping to extend his stay here, and the way things are going at the moment, he may well do that.
And what a noise, what an atmosphere now. You know, this place is alive with that break from Wawrinka. That's got to give him an extra 5% on the ball as well, doesn't it? Just the energy.
This little arena, Colin, is renowned for big noise. It cooks in here. If he gets this set and it starts getting close in the third and fourth, this place will be, it'll be really rocking. Won't be able to hear Colin Fleming at courtside.
And it's not as though Djere's got a lot of confidence at the moment. At a bad end to 2025. On the court, off the court, it was a great one. He got married, but on the court it was a problem because of the stress fracture in the shin. He's had a couple of MRIs. It's not 100% healed at the moment. So it'd be interesting to see just how fit and healthy he is, because he hasn't been able to do the kind of conditioning that most players would want to do in the off-season. So he may well have a bit of fatigue. Stan roars, and he's roared into life. 4-1.
Time.
No water. You need to use one of the bottles. I don't have water bottle.
Shea comes down as Stan rises from the sanctuary of his changeover. He's trying to cool things down, but his tennis has suddenly become red hot. Interesting to see how Djere adjusts to this. This has been world class the last 10 minutes or so from Wawrinka. There were hints of it in the last time he returned from this end, and the crowd urging him on. They want more.
Love.
Ball.
Lose that one to the line.
15-all.
Ball. Ball.
Interesting, isn't it? The way that he's returned has forced Djere to take a bit more of a gamble and a risk. And with that grip on his serve, he doesn't want to be hitting it above 160 too often. It can fly.
He's a hard guy to read, Laslo Djere, in terms of his body language. Hasn't really changed his demeanour too much, but this has been a pretty loose sort of 15 or 20 minutes, hasn't it? You know, agree. Some nice adjustments from Stan, but a real drop from Djere.
Lent for service.
He's lost his discipline in the rally.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
30-40.
Certainly dropped his concentration, hasn't he?
And Stan is using that slice a little bit more into the forehand. He's gunning the forehand cross court rather than perhaps trying to redirect too early in some of the rallies and missing the forehand.
Lent for service. Use.
Well, I think that grip encourages him to hit from right to left with his serve. It slides rather than kick. And that one down the middle on the second court is his best serve at the moment. Getting him out of a bit of trouble.
Stan had overcommitted to the tee
Advantage,
serve
Djere.
and got caught into the body.
Game, Djere.
He wheeled through his options on
Wawrinka
serve
leads
very
by
nicely
4
there.
games to
The
2.
break point was a massive save, and opening couple of points to this next game are going to be pretty crucial here for Wawrinka to keep exerting his dominance. You get out of a game like that and you're only 1 break behind in a set, you're going to start to certainly dig in.
Yeah, and this could potentially be the more difficult game. Yeah, I don't want to overplay it, but he is into the breeze at this end, and if Djere can knuckle down here, he might be able to get his teeth into this one.
Yeah, and he
Love
makes the
15.
first return.
Love 13.
Snaps off a couple of quick forehands and misses the target. Finds the perfect dart, halves the deficit. Costly miss. I'm not entirely sure why he was going to the forehand there through the thinner part of the court. It wasn't as though he's been getting beaten for pace hands down from the backhand side of Wawrinka. Deceleration on the forehand side from Djere.
Oh.
What a shot from Wawrinka. Electrifies the crowd and reminds us all just how great he is. What a comeback in that game, 5-2. Absolute thunderbolt of a forehand here. Caught the backhand well. Dug in on the forehand. It must have been tempting after he had flushed the backhand to maybe pull out the pin on the forehand. He decides to detonate that one. Special.
Time.
We're up above the Kia Arena, but the electricity in the air is down there courtside with Stan Wawrinka as he has smoothed out a few of the rough edges from the opening set. And has just delivered one of the shots of the day off the forehand side to push himself to within a game of this second set.
Love 15.
Ball.
I do wonder, because he did do an interview in Hong Kong about the problem that he's been having with his shin and the stress fracture, and saying that he's lost muscle, that he hasn't been able to do the work. He doesn't feel as strong from a stamina perspective, whether we are seeing that drop off here from him.
Well, if that's the case, it doesn't augur well.
15-13.
The other thing that's happened in this set, you know, and it might be marginal, but the sun has really come out. You know, the cloud cover is gone. The temperature has increased. The air feels maybe just a hint lighter, and perhaps just quicken things up enough to help Stan as well.
Oh, that's more like the Stan of old. That's the way he likes to play. Controlling the court.
15-40.
The spin and the power.
He had an opportunity to take the opener. He's got a couple of chances here to take the second.
Use. Advantage, Djere.
Got a couple of helping hands with the misses from the Wawrinka forehand to get himself back to the relative safety of deuce. One more good serve and he'll have one final chance to salvage this second set.
Ball.
Game, Djere. Wawrinka leads by 5 games to 3.
And I think just checking down the corridor there. I'm not sure if there's somebody there, or Colin, can you see?
The wind is whipped up and it
Yeah.
looks like a board. I don't know if it's an advertising board. It's just blown over. Yeah, just a little bit of the signage. So security guard fixing it now. I think we're good to go.
rises out of the rubble after the last 4 points. He was so close, and probably in his own mind will be feeling he should be set a piece already. He's got a job to do here. Great start.
Love.
Found the line, and he finds himself with 3 more set points.
Bob.
(40-15).
The set point save, but he did look a little heavy leg there. Djere running after the backhand return. It was a high risk. Gave him reward for 1 extra point. We find ourselves at a set apiece to the delight of the Swiss fans here in Cain Arena. More nightclub than tennis club. It's kind of your vibe, Fitzy.
No, the polar opposite of that. Maybe Colin Fleming might adhere to that.
I'm like the Olympic flame. Never go out. I've had my time.
That might stick. Oh well, we'll call him from now on.
15
OF, I should say. The Olympic flame never goes out.
Yeah, there's no copyright on that, Fitzy. Feel free.
I thought you were just antisocial.
Just rude, yeah. There's that as well. I'm going to keep a close eye on Laslo Djere here, you know, just physically. Actually, had a couple of stress fractures in my shin in my own sort of playing days, and from experience, it's something that can sort of worsen as you play, you know, actually get a little more painful, sort of sharp pain. So.
Did you get those stress fractures from carrying Andy when you played it?
40-15.
They were the weeks when it recovered. Feet didn't touch the ground. But no, it was for me. It was more sort of well, it was a couple of things. It was the serve, the pushing up, the landing on the serve, but probably a little too much running on the treadmill, if you can believe that. But it tends to be a sort of shooting pain up the shin. You know, I don't know how extreme it is for Laslo, how recovered he is from it, but you know, if it's there, it can just bother you, can't it? So I'll keep an eye on him from courtside.
Yeah, the scans have said the bone looks clear, so from that point of view, it's just the fact that he's obviously had to sort of taper his training to be able to make sure that he doesn't re-inflame it, particularly, obviously, at these valuable majors, not just from the points, but from the prize money for all of these players, particularly when he's been kind of loitering around in that sort of lower echelon of the world's top 100 for most of last year, and coming back from the elbow injury that also hampered his progress in 2024.
Ball.
A little breezy start there to the first service game for Wawrinka in this second set. That caught him out a little bit.
Yeah, all of a sudden it's sort of whipping around the breeze, whether it's just short term. It certainly threw him off there.
Just a one-club wind at the moment.
15-all.
Yeah, it's one club, sort of 10% on the yardage type thing.
So more of a 9-iron for you from 150 out rather than a pitching wedge.
Yeah, I wish. Got to keep the flight down.
Well, his best point for a while. Good to see from Djere's point of view.
15-13.
He looked a bit flat towards the back end of that second set, and that's like a stimulating point for him. Great control down the line with the two-hander. That's what you said earlier. He can change the direction on that with the two hands.
Ball.
Doesn't have to break the glass here yet for Wawrinka, but this is getting a little awkward for him. Beautiful, and at times absolutely brutal.
Well, he's locked in again, at least, Djere. I mean, that was a heck of a point from both of them, wasn't it? That was a failing at the end. It never looked like going over. He bailed out in the end, and maybe that's physical too. But got to say, he was good there until that last one.
Outthought and outserved him. Djere took a big dive to his right.
Cain, Wawrinka.
And Wawrinka gets his side of the scoreboard moving early in this third.
1 all.
Very telling game, you'd think, because at 2-love, he might have got an injection of adrenaline, you know, Djere there. This might flatten him again a bit now. He tried hard, but Stan stood up to the test.
Different moments in matches where the opening couple of points of a game feel so much bigger. Right now, after what's just happened, that's how this feels.
Oh, no. Well, he bailed out too, Stan, there. I'm not sure that was the right play.
15-love.
Risky, wasn't it?
I think if you're going to hit that shot, which maybe not the worst shot, go cross court. It's so difficult to judge with the wind at your back to try and feather it straight down the line.
30 love.
And if you do bail out, like, I mean, you talked about the importance of the first point there. It was important, but for a great player, I feel like that was just the wrong play from him. He had Djere under pressure, remnants of the previous game.
Yeah, and that's how quickly a game can get away from you when you don't get your teeth into it straight away. And he'll have a few more kind of valleys in matches these days, Stan, in terms of the energy that comes and goes. Yeah, you get a sense there that he want to invest an awful lot. That was one of the rare times he tries to drive through first serve coming at him. Djere whips through to a 2-1 lead, holding to love, and potential physio on the way.
Yeah, thank you.
Interesting to see what that little chat with the umpire is and what it brings. Is he going to be out here for a little bit longer? What did he need bringing to the court? Just the way that he's operating at this particular changeover, I'm not entirely sure if the physio is coming for this one or not. I can't quite tell.
Time.
I'm not picking up on anything courtside in terms of that. They look like they're sort of going about their business as usual.
Play will be continuous. Djere has definitely spoken to the umpire at the previous change of ends, but as of now, there's no doctor, no physio. The signs are good in that regard then for him, and there's a definite bounce in his step as he walks down this end from Djere. Wawrinka's going to need to be at his best to keep the Serbian at bay.
Oh.
And at the best he was. Wow, what a backhand, and almost an extraordinary response from Djere.
I thought he'd made that when it came off his racket face. That would have been a classic.
Oh.
$15 all.
I think it was a very accurate observation, Petch, with regards to this being a slightly sort of dangerous period here for Wawrinka. That energy from the tail end of the second set just feels like it's dissipated slightly in terms of, you know, his own energy, but that of the crowd as well. And
Oh.
I just think he really needs to sort of keep his own focus and intensity high here.
Yeah, you just get a little sense here he's second best, and it's been a while since that's been the case. Laslo latching on to anything small, short I should say. Oh, he's got away with it, but I think that's an indication of the conditions that Stan didn't hit that out of the air.
Well, he decided to let it bounce, but I'm not sure it bounced high enough for him to smash it either. He felt safer with the forehand restarting the point, but he was attacking. Gee, he almost left the court too far open there. Aces now for Stan. It's working a bit, particularly that wide one to the first court. He's getting some free points out there. It's been helpful from his situation.
Oh.
Game Wawrinka. New balls, please.
Well, he's not looking great here, Djere.
2 games all.
And that is an amazingly quick drop-off from what looked like somebody that was kind of coming out of the changeover with a bit of effervescence, with a bit of bounce in his step. He ran around that. He got tucked up. It was a great second serve from Stan. It moved off the court, but I don't know if he's now just hurt his hip, lower back.
He's sort of left hip, lower left back. Yeah, I don't know whether it was when he just swatted that ball away, didn't he, on the return, and seemed to pull up a little tight afterwards.
Well, serving might aggravate it, so let's see. New balls.
Love 15.
That is a concerned look on his coach. Laslo Djere has worked with Goran Ivanisevic and Milos Raonic, a couple of big servers. He'll be thankful to see a big serve from his current charge just to get himself back to level pegging in this game.
He
looks okay the last couple of points. There's also, you know, potentially it boosts the ego slightly, doesn't it, when you've just hit return into the floor to sort of stretch it out a little bit and maybe just ease the pain of that moment. But we'll keep an eye on him.
Forte 15.
They had a look, and the wind blew it over for him.
Oh.
Game Djere.
Well, if he does have any physical discomfort, we didn't really see it particularly in that game. As Djere makes his way to the changeover, we're looking on here, as will Wawrinka, no doubt. The physio has arrived. Tough to know exactly what went on there.
I wondered, Colin, you're down there on court, so whether you had a better angle. It seemed to me like he felt his left hamstring at one stage and indicated maybe that was sore, but then he seemed to take some medicine there.
Yeah, it was the doctor. The physio didn't actually speak to him at all, from what I could see. The doctor did. At one stage, he put his head right back, almost like testing something, and seemed to get the all clear. So, yeah, I'm not too sure what went on there. Definitely wasn't something for the physio. It was the doctor he was engaging with.
You're being told up here, Colin, the doctor might have given him some pickle juice, but I've never tried it. They talk about it a lot. Pretty confronting.
Yeah, and that's basically the whole purpose of it. It is because it is kind of like a noxious sort of taste. That is what kind of tricks your brain into having a different kind of chemical reaction. It isn't what's actually in the pickle juice that goes into your stomach that actually circulates, Fitzy. It's actually your brain that then kind of blocks the receptors that cause the cramps, because nothing can work that quickly on the court. So that's kind of what the whole premise of pickle juice is.
Well, he certainly looked to me like he was feeling his left hamstring.
Yeah, I think he's in all sorts of trouble here. I mean, you obviously in tennis only need to take care of 50% of the set effectively behind your own serve, so you can have a bit of fun on the returns and kind of invest if you get a bit of a lead. But I don't know if he's got enough firepower behind his serve to be able to keep Wawrinka at bay for another couple of sets. And he's going to obviously have to oscillate between investing hard
3 games old
in certain periods. His wife Tamara posted a pretty heartfelt message on Instagram last year about his dedication and discipline. Of course, it's been an incredibly tough life for Laslo Djere. Lost both of his parents before he was 23 years of age to cancer, so he has really had a tough road of it, and he is certainly not somebody that's going to throw in the towel unnecessarily, but he is definitely lame out here.
Love 15.
And again, we go back to the fact that he's had this stress fracture in the shin, hasn't been able to do the conditioning work, and maybe it's catching up with him.
Ball.
One thing that Stan does do well on the return, we talked about the kind of deficiency in terms of numbers against the big four in picking up points, but he makes a high quantity of returns with this block. There are very few free points for Djere. Keep an eye on his first serve speed. It usually sits around the kind of 180, mid 180s.
Ball.
That's still there. But is the movement. And Stan doesn't need to go big now, Fitzy. He just needs to use that heavily spun backhand and forehand to go on the 3/4 and pull Djere out, who's going to have to probably go for miracle shots. Wawrinka running riot.
15-40.
Well, he'll be annoyed with that, because he should have made that chip return and put more physical presence on, or pressure on Djere. 2 break points remaining here.
Great defense, great determination from Djere. Stan skirted one over the top of the tape, looked as though it was going to go in midway through the rally. Djere dealt with that well. Can he fend off a final break point?
Ball.
Oh, gutsy. A lot of courage from Djere. Take your hat off.
That's an incredible effort. He looked down and out. Love 40. No energy. Where has that come from? What a fight.
And a difficult shot to finish that point. That one. Oh, he misses the easy one. Can't pick it.
Advantage, Wawrinka.
Disappointment for Djere, absolute delight for Wawrinka.
Wawrinka leads by 4 games to 3.
Breaks free in the 3rd set, 4-3.
Time.
Not entirely sure what's going on with Djere. More pickle juice being drunk. He'll be hoping that the electrolytes kick in after the taste does half of the work, but it is a difficult one to read at the moment in terms of just how he's feeling physically. There's definitely some discomfort, but most of the discomfort for the serve is coming from the scoreboard. Down a break and very little runway left in this set for him to recover it.
Just shaking his legs there before getting ready to return. So there must be some physical discomfort. I mean, look, it's only been 2 hours. You work hard against Stan the man, though.
30-15.
Ball.
Stan desperate not to experience any undertow in this match. He's done a nice job here, but there is a sense that Djere is just letting loose a little quicker in the rallies. The opening set, when he was at his best, was when he was the most disciplined, hitting to targets, moving Stan around. He's trying to finish the point a little earlier now.
Cain, Wawrinka.
Wide open space for Stan to sweep that forehand into.
Wawrinka leads by 5-3.
Yeah, Djere, you know, he's taking the pickle juice, and that's normally a sort of remedy for cramps, isn't it? I haven't noticed a sort of specific cramp. It's more just like he looks totally fatigued.
Yeah,
and maybe the whole body's on the verge of cramping. It just looks like he's got nothing left at this moment.
And I wonder, Colin, whether it's almost his mind, because he hasn't been able to do kind of like the physical training, that he's taking the pickle juice before he's even experiencing the cramps to some degree.
Yeah, it's a great point you make, because the training gives you the
15
fitness,
left.
but it also gives you the confidence that the work has been done and you can last. He's maybe got, you know, some serious doubt. Therefore, yeah, almost, you know, second guessing slightly, but I think for Wawrinka, you know, he's doing absolutely the right thing. He's not backing off in any way.
A little quicker second serve. Stan had hustled inside the baseline. We've seen him dial through some of the different repertoire on returns. Saw him drive that first return back off a second serve, that time looking to block. Almost confused himself in the process.
Ball.
Cain, Djere. Wawrinka leads by
Second
5
serve
games
ace,
to 4.
and a final chance for Djere to keep this third set going after the sit down. Wawrinka will serve for a 2-1 lead. Drinks bottle heading over, courtesy of the ball kit, to Djere. More fluids being needed for him. Just the one win at this particular tournament for Djere at the Australian Open in the main draw. That came against Suzu Bergs back in 2023. It's not been the happiest of hunting grounds for him, unlike this man.
Time.
Well, surely, if he puts this set away, Stan, he's hot favourite now. body language is very positive, isn't it? He can smell it.
Yeah, the last time he was putting away a set, he went 3 serves out wide on this due side. I'm interested to see, because obviously if he pulls him off the court, he gets to work his legs, but has got the fast ball down the tee, and he's gone there to start with.
15 love.
Thinking clearly and executing perfectly.
The muscle serve.
Ball.
Great return.
15 all.
Great depth on that forehand from Djere. Caused Stan some problems. He just looks unsure, doesn't he?
It was a surprisingly quick second serve, because obviously it doesn't give you as much time to kind of set up for your +1 if your opponent gets onto it. So interesting to see if he has to hit a second this time around, whether he drops the pace and gets it off the court. Djere certainly hasn't hurt him with the backhand return on the ad side.
Ball.
It's just that same bit of signage in the tunnel that's blown over again there. Just hopefully a short delay. Just sort of gusting the wind, causing a few issues.
Did well to stay in the early part of that last rally for Wawrinka. Two chances to go up 2-1. Sweet from Stan. Stan's got the miles on his leg at the start of this season. Lost to Kaboli in 2 hours and 55, but got past Artur Rinderknecht in 3 hours and 18 minutes. His match against Bergs in Sydney was 2.5 hours. So his conditioning is good. The longest match that Djere played up until this particular match was against Nava up in Hong Kong, 2 hours and 5 minutes. So despite the age difference, and there is 10 years difference between Djere and Wawrinka today, going to give the edge to Wawrinka on a physical level.
No energy
15-30.
that I see there. It can be cruel, can't it? It can be like a gladiatorial sport at some stages where it's like slow death. I remember the great Guillermo Vilas telling me when I was a youngster, and he was an established player, better than that actually. Grand Slam winner, one of the great clay courters of all time. He said, clay court tennis, John, it's like slow death. You know the other guy's gone 2 hours before the end of the match.
Let first service.
He knows it, you know it. But physically, you know, sometimes you can see it coming. I'm not saying he's not without a chance here, but it doesn't look promising, does it, the way he's moving?
40-30.
Djere. And Stan's body language is vastly different. That actually happened to be when he was practicing with me on clay.
Yeah, well, that wasn't a slow death, was it? Let's be honest.
Well, it was slower than some.
I mean, that was like Max Verstappen off pole.
You're so cruel.
We don't need to sit down, John. Let's just keep going.
Just keep going.
Oh.
Just feel Djere has to win this opening game, don't you?
Yep, they've already engaged in what you've just described beautifully, that conversation of defeat. It's unspoken, but you can see it, and their eyes are locked in on each other. And in tennis, it's an ancient contract.
Volley, one he had to make there.
Use.
I thought we were going to get a special moment there on the running pass, but you know, it seems a long time ago now that Wawrinka was sort of trying to shake out any tension and frustration. He wasn't getting enough on the ball. He just looks like he's really enjoying his performance now. Of course, he's sensing victory, so he's in a good space right now, that's for sure. Makes the task for Djere all that more difficult, doesn't it, now that Wawrinka's playing with such freedom and enjoyment out here.
And the beautiful thing is he doesn't need to go over the lines, does he? Big targets.
Look, he doesn't really, but when he forces a ball like that, you can see that the condition is gone. The defensive skills have dissipated to a degree, and you feel for Djere. I mean, physically, he just wasn't able to make an effort, a true effort on that defensive shot. Won't be happy with that, though, Stan. Gutsy effort.
Advantage,
You've got to appreciate a guy under some stress who won't lie down.
The absence of alternatives for Djere from out there allowed him to narrow the focus until they were one of his best forehands. And there was a little skip and a jump from Djere after the forehand, which would suggest there's a little more in the tank.
Yeah, I noticed that little bit of intensity. That didn't suggest that he's given up on this match by any means. That was really impressive.
And we know how fickle this sport can be. Literally one shot, not even 1 point, can suddenly pump up the tires, and suddenly you feel as though anything's possible once again. And there's a little deflation as well for the opponent potentially when they haven't been able to capitalize on the chances, when they feel as though they can keep their foot on their opponent's neck.
Now, I mentioned it at the set break, but it is significantly cooler now than it was in the third, end of the second, start of the third, when there was no cloud cover. It was really intense, the sun. I just wonder if Djere's going to start to feel more comfortable actually as we go here.
And Colin Fleming feeling at home down there on the court surface.
Beautiful now, I'll tell you.
These are some of the best points that we've seen these two engage in.
But you know, you guys have played long matches and put in the hard work, and you know, when you're doing any kind of endurance work and you're starting to run down the tank, I always think there's that kind of internal voice, isn't there? That little governor that's going, oh, this is hot, I'm struggling here, I don't think I can last. But then suddenly the temperature dips and that voice goes, maybe I can last a little longer than I thought. And I definitely think his mindset's improving here.
Well, you also can find a second wind, and over 5 sets, it might take a third wind, because that's the length that you can play. But there's no doubt he's still physically having problems, but he's trying to mentally find that next wind that will take him, give him some energy, and maybe sneak this set, and then anything can happen in his mind, I guess. Great shot there.
Got to run far enough on your first win to find out if you got a second one, and he's doing a nice job, as you say. Something a little bit different. Are we going to see a bit more of that from Djere? That's an effective way to shorten the point on his terms.
I'm sure part of the reason a 40-year-old doesn't want to retire is that you will never have this again. The emotions that you go through in a situation like this with, I don't know, 4,000 in here possibly.
Oh.
That adrenaline rush.
Cain, Wawrinka. 1 game home.
And as we've seen all the way through last year and the early part of this season, he's been competitive against some excellent players for Wawrinka. Tosses the towel on the bench, but he's certainly not, from a career perspective, throwing the towel in, and nor should he. Hall of Fame career for you, John?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Without a hesitation.
Me too. Well, you get the sense that Wawrinka is going to take this match, and in the process is going to take this man's legs.
Well, there was a long gaze there towards the box at the opposite end of the court. We talk about the first point of big games. That was one. It cost him some energy too.
Let for service.
Oh, wonderful. Well, sometimes you've just got to take the bull by the horns, don't you? You've got to roll the dice, and we might see more of that.
Can he land the dagger? Rebounded nicely, Djere, in his opening service game in this fourth set when he was under pressure. Brilliant touch of disguise.
Use.
He hasn't had much success with the drop shot today, has he? But that was a beauty. Moved on to it so smoothly. Just feel he's really sort of hanging on to the cliff by his fingernails, isn't he? But he's still here, he's still fighting.
Let for service.
Ball.
Oh, yes. Rolling that dice. I didn't see him winning this game at 15-40, Petch.
Agreed.
Of course, he hasn't done it yet, but he's really trying to push Stan back, stay with him, and give himself that chance at the end of the match. Oh, he's done well.
Game Djere. New balls, please.
That's an extraordinary effort. It looked for all the world that Wawrinka was going to break early in the
Djere leads by
fourth,
2 games to
but
1.
that is twice now that Djere has kept Stan the man at bay.
Time. New balls. Love 15.
Yeah, just trying to relax. Still got this match well within his control at this stage at 2 sets to 1 up.
Ball.
Whoa. Those new balls are flying, Colin.
Yeah, it seemed to gust on him as well. Slightly mishit return, and well, that was a loose one. Oh, it's pretty obvious, but he needs to be careful here, because if there's one thing will make Laslo Djere feel better physically and mentally, it's getting a break in this 4th set.
Ball.
Yeah, those hurt more when you've invested as much as Djere just did into the point, and he was close, tantalizingly close to creating a breakpoint chance.
It's a funny sport, isn't it? If you were sitting in Wawrinka's box right now, you'd be still nervous about, well, if we'd lost that point, it seems like this other guy's still not missing. You know, that's how you mentally sort of approach these matches, and it's not over from their perspective by a long way.
Ball.
Both players have been on a knife edge. Both players have survived the test.
2 games all.
You could see Magnus there just saying, make sure you keep your racket speed up on your forehand. It's easy when you think your opponent is perhaps just fading a little bit to make balls, and then you give them a bit more time on the ball to actually hurt you. You've got to continue to do what was winning you the point anyway and not get distracted.
And possibly some advice to get into the Djere forehand as well. It just feels to me that as he continues to fatigue, just the rhythm and the timing on the forehand, probably the side he's more liable to breaking down on. And he's just starting to struggle out of that corner slightly more. Looks like he could hit two-handed backhands with his eyes closed, but yeah, the forehand slightly less natural looking.
Fifteen. Forty 15.
Ball.
Forty 13.
Final diagonal dagger from the racket of Djere, a promising hold of serve, a lot easier than how he's been able to capture his opening couple of service games in this fourth set. 3-2. Just a reminder, of course, bottom right there, QR code, some amazing merchandise that you can get in the AO shop around the grounds. If you do get here, go in and you can kind of shuffle through it all. But if you can use your phone, and Fitzy's already got it up there, and he's opened up the AO shop nicely through the QR code. There's some really nice gear in there. QR code on the bottom right. Just a quick reminder for everybody that you can get your AO merchandise. They have everything for everybody, including big tennis balls and shirts, shorts. What have you got? Caps.
Huge lines today trying to get into the shop, the AO shop. Not a bad way to do it.
Online?
Yeah.
Are you a big online shopper, Fitzy?
Very small. There's someone in my family better than me. I'm not that good.
Ball.
Fitzy, I just assume those lines were for your autograph session, mate.
Oh, he's like Mickey Mouse at Disney, this guy.
Yeah. You know, he just twice a day goes around the grounds and just, you know, selfies, autographs.
There's a lot of Mickey Mouse about me, actually.
If I don't get a parcel in at my front door, I call my wife to make sure that she's still all right.
My heart's bleeding for you. Wow. Is this going 5?
It's got a feel.
I mean, has he got that second win going yet?
He definitely does. You know, I still don't think he's feeling anywhere near as good as he was sort of, you know, early in the match, but the belief is back, you know, and that's crucial. You know, he's not going to go away as long as he's on serve and he's got chances, and Wawrinka's just coughing up 1 or 2 more errors, isn't he?
Well, one thing's for sure, Cole, if he grinds Stan down in the 5th and wins it, he's going to make us eat our words, because right now it looks like he's competitive in this 4th.
Do you know one of the weird things, and we'll have all been through it, you do get this kind of 2nd, 3rd win, whatever you want to call it. You suddenly feel as though you're playing downwind. He literally is playing downwind, by the way, from this end. But you go through the physical doldrums, a bit like the sailing doldrums, and you suddenly feel as though you get this extra energy from somewhere. And it's a real thing. Yeah, people at times feel as though players are acting and that can't be possible. It's true, and you can see it with Djere. Had a little skip, didn't he, at 2-1 in the 4th, and you kind of knew then that the tank wasn't empty.
Well, we sort of looked sideways at each other and thought, okay, maybe he is feeling a bit better. Oh, he does well. Now he's in the match, Cole.
A big fist pump, big reaction.
Djere leads by 4 games to 2.
No, he's still got a chance here, and I didn't see this coming.
No, I didn't either. And you know, it's exactly what we're talking about. You can go through a lull. I bet there was so much negativity going through his mind. Now all of a sudden, he's up a break. He finds himself up a break. Hasn't done a lot. Hit a few good shots at the right time, but hasn't done a lot. Stan misses a couple. 4-2. 2 holds of serve, and we're going to go to the wire.
I can't help but think the clouds have helped him. I'm not going to say that's the only factor here. Definitely sort of caught a second win, but you know what it's like. It's so much more comfortable out on the court than it was in the 3rd when the sun was beating down. You know, the body temperature just comes down a degree or 2. You start to feel like you can last again. Potentially also slowed the conditions again, just marginally. You know, I think Stan was liking the ball flying around in the heat. So it's another chapter in this 5-set, best of 5-set match.
You're missing the vitamin E now from all that sun?
I think I've had my fair share. Made up for the last 2 months at home.
Make that vitamin D, Cole.
I didn't want to say Fitzy, but that's okay, mate.
D-E-Z, hey, it's just a letter.
I get my D's and E's mixed up sometimes. But you do look pristine down there, shining. That sun, mate, I tell you, it's hot in Australia. In all seriousness, you've got to be a bit careful.
Absolutely.
It can burn you.
Stan on the road to recovery.
Let second service. Wawrinka.
Couldn't take his chances early on in the fourth to get ahead. But he pulls up just behind Djere. Back on serve. He's done well there to re-engage very quickly, having lost his serve. That would have been a real disappointment to him, that suddenly the set looked as though it was getting away from him, but he has shown a lot of character. As Wawrinka, we know he's got the character because of what he's done over the course of his career, but at the back end of your career, sometimes not always easy to figure things out in the heat of the moment, and he has done a great job of that.
Time.
Fans packed into the Kia Arena. And in what has turned out to be an outstanding match, many of them upstanding. They've traded breaks.
Lap 15.
Well, I know that mentality. Sometimes you think, I'll go down the middle, but no one's going to be there. They're going to go to one side or the other, but he fakes. Would have created a little bit of anxiety.
Drops a rocket.
.211. There's plenty left in that shoulder, isn't there?
Stop.
I think the adrenaline is pumping here for Wawrinka. The atmosphere at the change of ends, the chanting. You know, he came out, he wanted more. He's fired up here. I think he's ready for a big push towards the finish line.
almost replicates the feat of 2:11, 2:09. Rapid, relentless.
4 games old.
And that's after 2 hours and 53 minutes. I think that certainly the quickest I've seen prior to that was 2:06. So suddenly, you know, just digging a little deeper, finding something more. Real pressure on Djere here.
Love. Love.
Sumptuous shot. Stayed on rails, didn't it? Did not try and gun it at all. He knew exactly where he wanted to locate it. The crowd were willing it in.
It's the Stan of old, isn't it?
He's cracked open a bottle of vintage, hasn't he? This is good stuff. Long live Stan.
Stop. Stop.
Use. Advantage, Wawrinka.
Can he take his opportunity?
Well, under pressure, that touch drop shot is a bit harder to make. And he just doesn't hit this fine enough.
Advantage, Wawrinka.
On a hard court like this, I mean, Stan was there nearly at the top of the apex. Easy shot for him.
The beauty of the scoring system as you oscillate from obscurity to opportunity. Once again, Stan with break point. And once again, it is a fantastic delivery from Djere.
Let for service.
He's been gutsy here, isn't he?
Advantage, Djere.
Got to appreciate that.
All the way through this set, yeah. Bar one service game, he has been under siege consistently.
Ball.
A huge bit of good fortune. You could argue he's earned it. He's been through a lot of misfortune in his life as Djere. 5-4, fourth set. And in amongst all the galaxy of data that we have, numbers and everything we love to kind of swat up on, it's those moments that maybe are the most defining at times, just that bit of luck that goes your way. Stan was closing in on an opportunity to serve for it. That one kisses the tape. And never has Djere been more thankful for a bit of luck. Doesn't just close out the game, but gives him the opportunity for a bit of a respite.
Time.
And a day, Fitzy, why we see why he has decided to continue playing this game. Not only is he competitive, but the atmosphere that he has had to enjoy for the last 3 hours. There's been many a player who's left mid-rally a little too young. Stan has lasted the course. His longevity has enhanced his legacy. And he may well still have another match here in Australia, but today has been all about reminiscing as well. Where does this 4-set go now?
Love. Let for service.
Ball. Ball.
Stan brings the skill.
Yep, for a moment, he thought he was a surgeon.
5 games all.
And he slides up alongside Djere at 5 apiece.
Big pressure now for Djere. You know, even just courtside, you can feel it. Suddenly the photographer's box around me is full. You know, people are sensing this.
They've heard you here, Colin.
Yeah. But everyone in here can sense, you know, we might be a couple of games away from, you know, a special win for Stan. Djere's got to keep his own focus and belief. So easy to miss a shot like that, you know, just get a little distracted. Before you know it, you've handed it to your opponent. Big chance for Stan now after winning that opening point.
Yeah, you do feel if he can get the kind of rally to the 4-5 shot stage, he's the better player out here. Was a lovely slice that glided down the line there from Djere.
You get to this stage of a match, there's really no secrets left, is there? It's openly visible for everyone to see what their strengths and potential weaknesses might be, what shot they're going to hit under pressure. Turns into guts and determination, the old G and D.
30-15.
The serve has kept creating a little escape hatch for Djere throughout the course of this 4th set.
Clever.
40-15.
Yeah, a real last-second adjustment there on that forehand slice and made sure he pushed it deep.
I don't think that was fatigue. I think he thought the ball was going to just hop long of the baseline. Djere at least knows that he's going to have the opportunity of a tiebreaker if he can't figure out a way to break Wawrinka in the next game. He's actually done exceptionally well there, Djere. I thought in that particular game that was a strong test from Wawrinka on the return. He built some rallies, and the Serb has come through that with some very accomplished play.
And you never know, do you, in this game of ours? 10 more minutes or an hour and 10? Take my hat off to Djere. He's hung in there well, hasn't he? And Look, there's
Time.
too much at stake not to, but you don't find every personality be prepared to do it. Takes character.
Is that the last time that Stan rises from a changeover? What else has this match got in store for us now?
He's done that a few times in his career. Cannon first serve and finishes the point with that first strike.
Stop.
Good dab.
15-all.
No wriggle room here for Stan now.
Stan gets what he wanted.
6 games all, tiebreak.
Can he deliver what those fans want?
Wawrinka.
What an atmosphere and energy there is down here on the court and in this arena. Just feels like there's a real wave of emotion, you know, that's going to carry Wawrinka through. Let's see if it plays out that way, but incredible atmosphere.
Stan wants the balls.
2-0, Wawrinka.
He wants to find the fastest one he can out of this pack.
Fault.
Well, that was a big one. A point that could have gone either way, and he consolidates that mini break he has.
3-0 Wawrinka.
Well, it's been vodka clear since the warm-up who this stadium wanted to win this match, as he takes a huge step towards the potential champagne moment. Wawrinka 3-love in the tiebreak.
Wawrinka.
Fault.
Wawrinka.
Oh, he didn't do enough. Overly tentative. Didn't put enough on that little push down the line, and Djere, to his credit, was able to pull that shot off under pressure. Keeps him alive.
Years ago, he made it to the big dance, and he was champion here in Australia. 12 years later, in his last dance, he is still entertaining the crowds. That right there is one of the best shots in tennis. This one today,
Wawrinka.
one of the most valuable. A step closer to the handshake moment. Djere doing everything within his power to delay that.
There's a pulse. Djere still alive.
5-4, Wawrinka.
Up.
Thank you.
Up.
Game for a match, Wawrinka. 3 sets to 1. 5-7, 6-3, 6-4, 7-6.
What a match, what a day, and what a memory for all of us once again to remind us just what a great champion this Swiss superstar is. Take a bow, Stan Wawrinka. That isn't just applause you're hearing. It is respect for everything you have given everybody over the decades you have competed. What a moment.